Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? Coming back at you with another interesting video topic. I want to talk about celebrity gossip here on YouTube. It's getting out of hand. I think it's getting out of hand. Um, and I kind of just want to give you guys something to think about, give you something to marinate on, um, give you some food for thought. I know that people want to make money on here. I get that people want to make money on here. I want to make money on here. But the question is, how far are you willing to go to make the money? How far are you willing to go to get the views on YouTube? That's the question. How far are you willing to go? Is there a line? Do you have a line? Now, you guys know me, I definitely have a line. I'm not going to just do anything on here just to get views. I can't just do anything on here to get views. Because I'm Christian, at least I'm trying to be anyway. Um, you know, Jehovah God's watching. So yeah. And it's just not right. It's just some things is just not appropriate. Some things are just plain not appropriate to put out there. It's just not appropriate. Now, if I had gotten on YouTube back like 2000, I got my first computer. If YouTube was out back then, you guys would have seen a whole different June. I probably would have been on here cussing, just like a lot of people. I would have been on here cussing up a storm and everything else. Because I used to get on the message boards. Message boards were very popular back then. Black Voices, BET, the chat rooms. Chat rooms were very popular in the early 2000s. And, black men would come on bashing on the message boards, and boy, I had some words for them. You guys could read some of the stuff I used to say. You'd be like, wow. Boy, I used to cuss from one. I'm gonna be honest. I used to cuss from one end to the next. I used to tell them a thing or two. If some of these brothers ran into the old June, man. But trying to take on the new personality. I'm not about that anymore. But boy, I tell you, boy, I used to really go in on some of them brothers on there. Not needless to say, I got pretty good at typing because I had to type all that stuff. But I really used to go in on some of them. So, anyway, with that being said, is how far are you? The question is how far are people willing to draw? How people willing to go to get views here on YouTube? And unfortunately, there's people on here that are willing to go quite far to get views. They're willing to go. They really, really willing to go pretty far, and they want to get views by any means and any means necessary. They're going to get views by any means necessary, meaning that they don't really care what they're putting out there, just as long as they're getting views. That's not good. That's not good here on YouTube. If you guys heard, there's a couple of YouTubers on here that are getting sued right now by a celebrity, uh, Cardi B. And these two YouTubers are celebrity. I'm not bashing them or anything like that because that's not what I'm about. These two YouTubers are celebrity. I guess their whole channel is based on celebrity gossip. You know, They have celebrity. You know that you got channels on here that's what they do because everybody has a platform on here. Everybody has a platform. Some people do family blogs. Some people, it's all kind of different content on here. I mean, YouTube is more interesting than television. It really is. They got so much different content on here. Everybody has their own platform. Everybody's doing their own thing, and it's interesting to see the different platforms on here. But some of the platforms on here are just plain not appropriate. And this, you got some people that have celebrity gossip channels, and that's what their whole channel is based on, is celebrity gossip. Well, we all know that gossip is not a good thing. It's not. The Bible talks about gossip, that idle gossip, that we should try to avoid gossip as much as possible. Now, I'm not saying, hey, there's times in the workplace I've fell victim to. I'm not innocent, nor am I perfect. I'm far from it. I fall short every day of my life. So, I mean, there was times in the workplace I got caught up in some gossip, you know, spreading something, not really meaning to, but just in the midst of talking to somebody, it comes out, you know. And you know how sometimes you get around a bunch of females, you know how that is. So I'm not saying I'm innocent. If I said I was innocent, I'd be lying. I've gotten caught up in it at one time or another myself. But I try to avoid it at all costs. I try to avoid idle gossip at all costs as much as I possibly can. Because it's really, when it comes down to it, it's really not good. Gossip is really not good. It's not really good to gossip about people. Particularly celebrities. Now, I know celebrities are in the public eye. I know that comes with the territory. I know that with the fame and money comes gossip. At times they're going to be talked about. The tabloids is going to talk about them. I know that there's, TMZ is out there. I know that there's a lot of people, well-known places that gossip, like TMZ. They're a big one. And I get that. I mean, it does come with the territory. Unfortunately, that comes with being famous, and a lot of celebrities, particularly when they get into the industry when they're young, when they start in the industry when they're young, they get into it and they don't realize, the scrutiny and the gossip that they're going to be subject to and everything. I don't think anybody can really truly prepare for all that. But the question is it really appropriate to gossip about anybody? I mean, the problem is with these gossip channels, celebrity gossip channels, here's what the problem is. They have the tendency to spread gossip about celebrities that's not necessarily true. Now, you got some real good ones on here that they really go into great depths into fact checking, but even if it's true, it's still not appropriate to gossip about it. That's just like, we all are human beings. And none of us would want someone to spread some gossip, go out there talking about our personal lives. If we're married or we're in a relationship, we wouldn't want someone going out there talking about what's going on in our marriage, what's going on in our relationship or whatever. We wouldn't want someone to talk about what's going on in our household. We wouldn't want somebody spreading gossip if they somehow found out something that was going on in our household, because what happens behind closed doors is private. What goes on behind closed doors in people's homes are really private. And, if you share some information with someone and you call yourself trying to trust this person, and then they go out and run their mouth about what you told them, and then next thing you know, they tell one person, next thing you know, that person tells somebody, it could spread like wildfire. And then sometimes the problem is, when people spreading gossip, Sometimes they add things to it. Like, have you ever heard of the experiment where you get a group of people and then you whisper something to the first person, and then that person whispers to the next person and the next person, and so on and so forth. So by the time it gets down to like the 10th or 15th person, it's completely something different. It's not even it's similar to what you originally said, but it's some stuff that they got it twisted, or they added some stuff to it. So that's how gossip is. Gossip is exactly like that. You say something about, you go tell somebody something, that person tells another person. Next thing you know, 10 people know about it, or 20 people know about it, and by the time it gets to that 20th person, it's the whole story is just twisted around, and it might be some stuff added to it that's not necessarily true. They didn't took and twisted the whole scenario. So that's what happens with gossip. Gossip is not it's really not a good thing. Jehovah God tells us in the Bible that idle gossip is not bad. I mean, it's not bad. I'm sorry. It's bad. That idle gossip is bad. It's not a good thing. And it's really, like I said, we wouldn't want, each one of us out here, we wouldn't want someone out there spreading gossip about stuff that we really wouldn't want people to know about our personal lives. Like, if you, like I said, you confide in someone, and that person went off and told your business, you know, you didn't mean for 20 people to know about it. You just told, you confided in this one person, and they pretty much stabbed you in the back and went off and told other people, and now 20 people knows about it. Particularly if you live in a small town, a small community, you know, a whole lot of people know about your business now. And when it comes to the celebrities, it is not nice. It's kind of, celebrity gossip channels on here is not good. It's not good because you're spreading gossip about celebrities. Gossip in itself is not good. But then a lot of times they're putting things on here about the celebrity's personal life. Some of it could be true. Some of it might not be true. You guys see my video where I was saying that people needed to stay out of Wendy Williams' business. This is before she decided to, apparently now she's decided to go ahead and file a divorce with her husband. And, go back and check out my video when I'm saying, but this was before she did that. And she wasn't trying to talk about it on her show. But you had people that was doing whole videos about what was going on in Wendy Williams' marriage. And Wendy Williams wasn't willing to share any information at that time on her show. She wanted it to remain private. But people were doing whole videos about what was going on and what they allegedly was going on in her marriage. I mean, it happened to be true, but that's not the point. She didn't put it out there. She didn't put the gossip out there. She didn't come on her show and talk about it. She didn't want it out there. Otherwise, she would have said something about it herself. And people were doing whole channels about what was going on in Wendy, or whole channels. They were doing whole videos about what was going on in Wendy Williams' marriage. And my thought was, it's like, stay out of Wendy Williams' business. It's like, that is her business. Marital affairs are very private. They're very private. I don't get in people's marriage. Me personally, I don't get in people's marriage. I don't, marital affairs are very private. They're between the husband, the wife, and God. They have nothing to do with anybody else. If I was married, I wouldn't want nobody in my marriage. I wouldn't want nobody in my business. Even if my husband did go out there and mess up on me. Do I want the whole town to know about it? No, I don't. It's private. Because then people, if they know about it, and she need to leave him, and then next thing you know, people start forming opinions. They start forming opinions about your situation. She need to leave him. Is she stupid for staying with him? Come on now. And then, we all know that people do that. When they know that information, Then they start forming these opinions about what they think you should do in your marriage instead of focusing on their own life and worrying about their own business. See, me personally, I don't have time to worry about what's going on in somebody else's. Like my neighbors, I don't know what's going on with my neighbors. I have no idea, and they could be living right next door. My neighbor next door to me, I have no idea what's going on with my neighbor. I have no idea. I don't have no idea what's going on with the folks across the street. I don't get in people's business like that. I literally mind my own business because at the end of the day, I don't have time. I don't have time to worry about other people, even my family. I don't sit around and worry about what my family's doing. I don't have time. At the end of the day, I love my family. I love my family, but I'm not in their business like that. You know, I don't have time. I'm trying to focus on me. I'm trying to focus on June and trying to. It's so many areas in my own life that I'm trying to get together. That I'm trying to get together and keep together. And it's 24 hours in a day. I don't have time to be worrying about other people and what's going on in other people's lives. It don't make no difference whether it's family, close friends, associates, or whatever, people on the job. It don't matter. I don't have time for it. At the end of the day, I don't have time. I don't have time to be in other folks' business. Because if you're so busy worrying about what's going on with somebody else, then you're not focusing on what you need to focus on in your own life. That's the problem. And that's another problem with gossip. People are not focusing on what they need to be focusing on what's going on in their own life instead of worrying about what's going on in somebody else's life. Regardless of whether it's a celebrity or Jane Doe or John Doe across the street here or across town here, you should be worrying about what's going on in your life. But these people are on YouTube and they're making money. They got lots of subscribers and they're making money off of talking about celebrities. And so that's my question. How far are people willing to go to get views on here? And they're willing to go. There's some of them that are willing to go quite far. That is not a good thing. All money is not good money. All money ain't good money. All money is not good money. And my thought is, I don't want to make money on here like that. I don't want to get paid on YouTube like that. Bashing other people, bringing, gossiping and putting people's business out there and all that. It's just, at the end of the day, it's not a loving thing to do. Particularly if you're talking about health issues. If you're talking about a celebrity's health issues or alleged health issues, that is not good. That is not something that you should be spreading. Medical information, people's medical information is very private. Very private. And we should not be gossiping about someone's medical issues or alleged medical issues, whatever the situation is. That is very private. Very private. And that's not something that we should be gossiping about. And I say I'm talking about me too, because I could slip myself, Or talking about, I'm not going to repeat what they said about Cardi, but it was some stuff that she said wasn't true. So now she's going after these two YouTubers. She's seeking a lawsuit. Now there's something that, now she did a video and came on and said some things that came out of her own mouth. But she's talking about some things that they put out there that's not true. It's not true. And you can be sued for that. And so that's something for the celebrity bloggers. You can be sued. You could be sued for defamation of character. That's called defamation in the eyes of the law. It's called defamation of character. It's called defamation of character. It's called slander. When you inadvertently spread some gossip about someone publicly, that's not true. They can come back and sue you, and that's exactly what she's doing. She's coming back and suing these two YouTubers um, for spreading gossip about her, saying things about her that's not necessarily true. Putting out medical information about her. That is just so not cool. Alleged. I'm not going to repeat what was said because I don't want to spread it any further. But yeah, it's pretty serious. She's upset about it, and I don't blame her. I'd be upset about it too. People say, well, she's a celebrity. It comes with the territory. But still, people have no right to do that. So the lawsuit's probably more on principle than it is. She's already rich. She don't need the money. It's more about principle than it is about the money. So that's what I say to the celebrity bloggers out here. You got to be careful what you're putting out there. You got to be really careful what you're putting out there. If it's something that's already trending, and that doesn't mean that it's necessarily true just because it's trending. We all know we can't believe everything we read or hear. So they just got to start, they got to be more mindful of what they're putting out there. They got to be very careful about what they're putting out there. And I think they're going too far. They done went too far. They went too far. They crossed the line. And so now they're being sued for defamation of character and slander. You could be sued for those two things. And see, that's something that they should be thinking about before they putting these videos out here. You got to know your laws before you be doing stuff like that. You got to know your laws. You can't just be. I almost sued a lady on my I had a job working at this assisted living, and she was writing me up and saying putting all kinds of stuff in the write-ups that wasn't even true about me. And was putting my job in jeopardy. I almost got fired because of this stuff that she was writing in. She was literally writing it down. So I asked for copies. She was literally writing these things down and was saying all these things about me that wasn't even true to the director. And I almost lost my job because she was putting all these lies on these write-ups. See? So I started to take her to court. I was seriously thinking about taking her to court because this was affecting my livelihood. This was affecting my livelihood, and I almost lost my job behind that. And I sure was. I was thinking about taking her to court. That's defamation of character. It's slander. It's particularly if you put it in writing. And you put it in writing, and a person almost get fired. They have the Sarbanes law, the anti-retaliation law. I learned about that in one of my classes. That people in the workplace cannot retaliate. A lot of people don't know that. People in the workplace cannot retaliate. That's called like a retaliation or whatever like that. Try to get back at you for doing something to try to get you fired and all that. There's people don't understand there's laws against that. A lot of people don't know that. Sarbanes and Oxley, I think that's what it is. Yeah. And so I let them know that I knew my rights and I knew the laws. I let them know that. I made it very clear to them. They flipped the switch. So we can't do that. That's when you write something that's not true about somebody, or when you publicly, particularly when you coming on YouTube, you putting it out there. I mean, why do you think that TMZ and some of these other news outlets sometimes get sued? The National Enquirer. National Enquirer has been sued I don't know how many times for putting stuff out there, Star Magazine or whatever. They've been sued a lot for putting stuff out there about celebrities that's not true. Celebrities don't have time or the resources, or they may have the resources, but they don't have the time to go after everybody that's saying things to them, about them. But every now and then, they get slapped with a lawsuit because they done went too far. That's what happens when the celebrities, when they go a little bit too far and they go to saying, celebrities understand that comes with the territory. But if you go too far, and in Cardi B's case, they went a little bit too far. And frankly, I'm not a fan of hers, but I don't blame her because you can't do that. You can't put stuff out there, particularly medical information and stuff like that, something that can cause somebody to go to jail or whatever, or get in trouble as far as their kids or whatever. You don't know how that could affect them, and that's serious. So message to the celebrity bloggers out there. You guys got to be careful what content you putting out there. I mean, I personally don't think those channels should be up in the first place because we shouldn't be gossiping about anyone. But if you go, you need to be gossiping about something that's already trending or something. I don't know. I don't know because I'm not about that. But they went too far. They went too far. And so now they're upset because Cardi B, now she's saying some inappropriate things that I hear that she's saying some inappropriate things. She ain't got to go that far with it. Just go on and file your lawsuit. Keep it moving, You don't have to turn it into a whole beef type situation. I mean, that's just taking it a little bit too far. But yeah, people got to be really careful on here. You got to be careful on here about what you're saying about people, and that includes me too. When I'm talking to you guys, I'm talking to me too. I could inadvertently spread something on here too. So we just have to be careful. We have to be really careful about what we're putting out there and what we're talking about on YouTube, because yeah, you can be sued for it. Okay, let me know. Sound off in the comment section what you think. Um, Please like and subscribe to my channel. I need subscribers. Stay tuned. I got some more interesting video topics coming up. This is Sweet June.